Today we're going to be learning about noting details. So if you look at a drawing over here, we see an ice cream cone, and we're going to learn today about how that will help us get the details in a story. So as you can see over here as well, there's paper covering up a lot of the details that we're going to be learning. I didn't want you to see them just yet because I do want you to try to figure those out on your own, but we will get to those eventually. So the first thing that we got to see is at the very bottom. This is an ice cream cone. At the bottom we have the main idea. So the main idea, as we learned before, is what the story is mostly about. And then as you go up, you see one scoop, it's the first detail, another scoop is the second detail, and the last scoop, it's the third detail. So basically when you think about it like an ice cream cone, here you have the start, but it gets better with the more details that get added. Because the more details that get added, the more you understand it, so the more you can enjoy it, okay? So again, the bottom part is the main idea. And the more details you add, the more you can enjoy it, and you as a reader can also understand what is going on in the story. So here's the first one that we're gonna look at. So the main idea here is, I like hot chips. So some of you may like hot chips too, and that's good, some of you may not. But in this instance, we're focusing on this being the main idea. So how can we make that better? Remember, the more details we add, the better it gets in terms of us understanding it, and also in terms of other people reading it and enjoying what they're seeing. So here's the main idea. The main idea is I like hot chips. How can I make that better? How can I give details about the hot chips? Because I'm not going to be talking about, for example, Doritos. I'm not going to be talking about, for example, just regular potato chips. I said here, hot chips. So every detail that I add up here has to be something that describes hot chips, that makes you imagine it a little bit more, that gives more information about what hot chips are. So here's one thing that you could do. The first detail, they are red, and red is my favorite color. So now we see somebody describing why they like hot chips. They like hot chips because here's one detail. They are red, and red is my favorite color. Let's look at what's another detail that you can add to this. Again, the main idea, everything that you're going to see up here has to do with hot chips, because that's the main idea. These are all things that describe what we're talking about. So the next thing that we can do on there is they are spicy. So now you see you're getting a little bit more of an idea of what hot chips are, because let's pretend you didn't know what they were at all. If you were reading this and this was my only sentence that I had on my paper, I like hot chips, you might ask yourself, well, I don't know what hot chips are, so why do you like them? Now I'm explaining to you why I like them. I'm telling you all the details about them that I enjoy. So again, I like hot chips. Why do I like them? Because they are red, and red is my favorite color. That's one reason. Another reason is, well, they are spicy, so now you're understanding a little bit more about hot chips. You know that they're red, you know that they're spicy. That's two of the reasons why this person likes them. And let's look at another reason that they came up with. And they are crunchy. So if you did not know anything about hot chips before, you did not know what they taste like, anything at all, you would know at least these three things about them. Why? Because they're details. They describe it. They describe the main idea. Our main idea was, I like hot chips. How did we talk about that? We described what they were like. We said that they're red, they're spicy, and they're crunchy. So we're going to do that again, but for a different topic, okay? Now that we had some time to regroup and kind of think about, when we find our main idea, what are all the details that go with it? So think about it. When they give you a main idea, they give you details to support it. So in the last example that we did, the main idea was somebody saying, I like hot chips. And what details did they add to it? Well, they described them for you. They told you they were red, they told you they were spicy, and they told you they were crunchy. And all of those things weren't about another type of chip. They were about specifically the hot chips, because that was the main idea. Now we're going to look at another main idea. I love my pet. So this main idea is I love my pet. So you can add details to it so that people can understand why you love your pet. Are we talking about what kind of pet it is? No, we're not. We could mention that in the details. But remember, all of these things, these 3 details, have to do with the main idea, which is I love my pet. So here's one detail that was provided. He watches TV with me. That helps the reader understand, well, why does this person love their pet? Because you don't know their pet. You don't know what they're like. So maybe you're wondering, well, why do you love your pet so much? Well, this tells you what the person is feeling. I love my pet. And this tells you a reason why. It's a detail. It's describing to you why that person loves their pet. They love their pet because they watch TV with them. Maybe they don't have anybody that wants to watch the same things they do, but their pet sits there with them and watches TV with them, and that makes them really happy, so that's a reason why they love their pet. Another detail. He plays with me. So again, if you don't know that person's pet, now you're understanding a little bit more now why they love their pet. They love their pet because they watch TV with them. They love their pet because they play with them. Maybe they don't have somebody to play with them, and their pet does. Or maybe people get tired really easily, but their pet always wants to play. And that makes the person really happy, and it makes them love them. And the last reason, another detail. He gives me kisses. So now you see how we went with the main idea. It was just one topic, and all of the other details had to do with the main idea. Because we're not talking about hot chips anymore, right? No, because that's gone. That was the other main idea, and we talked about it, and now we're focusing on something else. Now we're focusing on somebody loving their pet. And they're giving details to help you understand why they love their pet so much. This person loves their pet. One detail that they gave so that you could understand why they love their pet so much was that their pet watches TV with them. Another detail that they gave you to help you understand why they love their pet so much is because the pet plays with them. And the last detail that they gave to help you understand why they love their pet is because their pet gives them kisses. Now that we talked about how you can add details in order to explain a bit more to the reader and give them more information, we're going to see how authors use it inside of a text. Now, I'm going to give you 2 examples. This first one that we're going to work on, I'm going to highlight the main idea. So you don't have to worry about what the main idea is in the text. I will tell you what it is, but we're going to have to find what are all the details that come from that main idea. Let's take a look at our first example. It says, my dog, Gordo, always wants attention. If you stop petting him, he will poke you with his paw until you start petting him again. Once he gets bored of you petting him, he will walk away. When he comes back, he will bring you his toy, and if you do not play fetch with him, he will start barking at you. When he finally gets tired of playing, he will take a nap. When he wakes up, he will follow you around the house until you give him hugs and kisses. Now that we read the short story, we're going to look at what was highlighted. My dog, Gordo, always wants attention. So that is the main idea. So all the details that we're going to look for in this story have to do with Gordo wanting attention. Okay, so let's look at the first sentence. If you stop petting him, he will poke you with his paw until you start petting him again. Does that show us that he wants your attention? Yes, it does. Because if you don't pet him, he's going to keep poking you, and he's going to keep poking you until you do what he wants. Because he wants that attention of you touching him, of you petting him. So yes, that is our first detail. Now we're going to keep reading to see if we can find another detail that helps support our main idea, that is Gordo always wants attention. Let's keep reading. Once he gets bored of you petting him, he will walk away. Does that show us that he wants your attention? No, it doesn't. Because he doesn't want you to give him attention at that point. He's done. He's bored of you petting him. He's going to walk away. So you're not giving him any more attention anymore. So that sentence is not another detail that we could use that helps prove that he always wants attention. So we're going to keep reading and look at the next sentence. When he comes back, he will bring you his toy, and if you do not play fetch with him, he will start barking at you. Does that show us that he wants your attention? Yes, it does. Because that shows us that he's not going to leave you alone until you play with him, until you do what he wants. So that is going to be our second detail that helps prove that Gordo always wants attention. And now we're going to see if we can find our last detail. So we're going to pick off where we left off and continue reading. When he finally gets tired of playing, he will take a nap. Does that show us that he wants attention? No, it does not. All it's telling us is that he's going to take a nap. And if he takes a nap, that means he's going to fall asleep. And when he's asleep, he's not looking for your attention. He's not doing anything to get it. So that sentence does not show us that all he wants is attention. So we're going to move on to the next one. When he wakes up, he will follow you all around the house until you give him hugs and kisses. Does that show us that he wants your attention? Yes, it does. Because now he won't leave you alone until you give him what he wants. So that last sentence is another detail that helps prove that he always wants attention. Now, just how we found the details for the previous example, we're going to try to do that same thing with a different example. I love my new jacket. My favorite color is blue, and guess what? My new jacket is blue. My mom let me pick it out. My last jacket was way too small, but this one fits me perfectly. During the winter, it gets super cold, but this jacket is so warm that I don't feel any of the cold. I hope I can keep this jacket for a long time. If we look at the beginning of this example, we see that the topic was highlighted already. I love my new jacket. So we know that we are looking for details that talk about this new jacket. So let's read the next sentence to see if we can make that into one of the details that help support the fact that this person likes their new jacket. My favorite color is blue, and guess what? Does that tell us anything about the jacket yet? No, it does not. All it does is just tell us that the person's favorite color is blue, and that's it. It has nothing to do with the jacket, so that's not going to be one of our details. Let's keep reading to see if the next sentence is a detail about the new jacket and why the person loves it. My new jacket is blue. Does that help us understand why the person loves their new jacket? Yes, it does. Because the sentence before told us what their favorite color was. It didn't tell us anything about the jacket. It just gave us some background information about some of the things this person likes. And then that sentence said, my new jacket is blue. So now we know, well, if that person's favorite color is blue and their jacket is blue, that's probably why they love their new jacket. So yes, that is a detail that helps us understand why the person loves their new jacket. Let's keep reading to see if we can find another detail that helps support the main idea, which is the person loves their new jacket. My mom let me pick it out. Is that a reason why they love their new jacket? It could be. That one's a maybe. Maybe that's another reason why this person really loves their jacket. Or maybe they're just telling you about it. But there might be better details that go more with the main idea and help describe it a little bit better. So let's keep reading. My last jacket was way too small, but this one fits me perfectly. Does that help us understand why they love their new jacket? Yes, it does. Because now they compared it for us. So in our head, we know that their last jacket was really small. And when you wear stuff that's too small for you, sometimes you feel very uncomfortable and you don't like wearing it. And this person is really happy that they got a new jacket, especially because they mentioned that this one fits them perfectly. So it's not too big, it's not too small, it's very comfortable for them to wear. Let's continue reading to see if we can find the last detail that helps us understand why this person loves their new jacket so much. During the winter, it gets super cold, but this jacket is so warm that I don't feel any of the cold. Does that help us understand why this person loves their new jacket? Yes, it does. Because they mentioned that during the winter where they live, it gets very cold there. So if you live in a place where it's really cold, you need clothes that are going to keep you warm so that you don't get sick. And they said that this jacket is so warm that they don't feel any of the cold anymore. So this person feels a lot safer in that jacket because now they're warmer and they don't feel like they're cold all the time walking everywhere that they have to go. So this is a detail that helps us understand why they love their new jacket, because it helps them during the winter where they live. Now let's take a look at the last sentence. I hope I can keep this jacket for a long time. Does that help us understand why they love their new jacket? Not really. All this person is doing is just telling us that, they really love their jacket and that they hope they can keep it for a long time. But it's really not a detail because it doesn't explain to us why they love their new jacket. They're just saying that they hope they can keep it for a long time, but it's not explaining to us why they want to keep it for a long time. So that last sentence is not a detail.